So I guess I yapped a little too long and an intro of my video got cut out. But basically I was talking about this video is going to be about some comments that I got of people saying stuff like, "Oh, I still can't believe I got comments like these. Oh, ZMM, a content creator, is free to play and clears all the content." Now, keep in mind, the entire point of my video of Honkai Star Rail isn't for casuals is that, well, casuals need to invest a shit ton of time into relics, and I mean a shit ton of time, like hundreds to thousands of hours in a lifetime span of the game, in order to actually get good enough relics to where getting new characters simply doesn't matter all that much. And in response, I got a comment saying, "ZMM, a guy who is incentivized to be free to play by gaining thousands of dollars off of his videos and has never missed a day for 450 days of relic grinding as an example for free to plays being able to clear content." And I was just sitting there like, oh my god, man. By the way, this isn't, I probably say this in my previous recording that got cut off, but this isn't slander towards ZMM, right? Like, if he makes money off it, like, that's cool, right? That's his content. I'm just saying, don't use a content creator who is making money off of being free to play and has actual incentivization to do so to just a normal ass person who works and comes home and can only play like an hour or 2 hours a day and isn't making money off of being broke. Like, yeah, many of you guys need to understand this. These content creators and shit, they usually have a main account, or they have the money to where they can spend on these games. Most free-to-play casuals aren't free-to-play because they want to. They're free-to-play because it fucking sucks. Like, they don't have the money for it, right? Like, they simply can't justify it, or they don't have the money for it. So please, don't use content creators in the future as an example. I know why you may have used it, because obviously you're more aware of a content creator, like a popular content creator being free-to-play, but it's not the authentic, casual, free-to-play experience, okay? Like, that was my entire point, casual free-to-play. I even said in the video, you can be free-to-play, if you invest a shit ton of time, you're not a casual, because you already have all these top-tier relics that can fit into anyone in your team, alright? Thank you guys for watching. Just a quick intro, because my recording always cuts off. I really need to start recording instead of clipping in like 20-minute clips, because sometimes it really fucks me over. So yeah, see ya. In the game with E0 4-stars and a doctor ratio on Harmony MC. Well, here's the issue, right? In that video of me saying Honkai Star Rail isn't casual friendly, one of my main arguments was that yes, even though new characters power creep and you can miss them, why being casual sucks is your quality of relics. Keep in mind, ZMM hasn't missed a day in a year and a half on his free-to-play account, right? So this man has been grinding relics for 450 days worth, so he can make up the power he loses from not having eidolons or weapons or these other characters by just straight up having better relics, right? Now, it's not trying to throw shade at him. Obviously, he's a content creator. He's just doing it for fun, right? But to compare a content creator who is probably only even incentivized to continue doing that because he makes money off of it, and compare it to just a normal ass person, like, bro, this content creator who makes thousands a month off of being free to play in Honkai Star Rail, he can do this shit easily. How about you, who actually works a job and have no incentivization to actually grind this much, right? Most people, 99.99% of people, aren't going to play Honkai Star Rail for 450 days straight, okay? Grinding relics and not missing a single day. Because if you play that much, you probably already have relics for literally anyone who ever comes out. or like anyone on your team, right? Like it's almost impossible. I'd say even just like 100 days of playing in this game is probably enough to get really good relics, right? Like not crazy relics, but good relics on 2 teams, right? 200 days. You probably already have like god tier relics for 2 teams. 450 days? You're stacked, man. Like, you're absolutely fucking stacked, right? So, please, do not use these content creators who are free to play as an example, or at least the content creators who are free to play and make money off their videos, because they have a different incentivization to actually continue playing like that. I bet you most of them, if it weren't for the money and views they were getting off of those videos, they simply wouldn't continue doing that. It's like why, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say everyone's like this. I know for a fact that there are some real people out there who just like maybe have a second account, or they like the challenge of being free to play. There are tryhards out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm aware of this. But I'm saying that for the majority of players, that simply isn't the case. And using one standout example of a content creator who makes money off of being free to play is pretty disingenuous when you're comparing it to the normal person, right? The normal person who works, comes back home, wants to spend an hour or 2 hours a day on a game, and he's time gated constantly over and over again. Let's say he takes a break, let's say he goes on vacation, a few weeks, and he just missed Acheron or Firefly, and the enemy HP just went up like 30%. Well, it is what it fucking is, right? Too bad, too sad. So, that's the point of my video. Yes, I know free-to-play casuals shouldn't expect to clear all the content. However, that's what sucks about it, right? When you look at a game like Fortnite or any competitive fighting game or Elden Ring, you are time-gated. You can be as casual as you want, take as long as you want. You're not going to lose out on anything, right? You can always come back, just grind. Sure, it may take you way longer than someone who just invested the time at once into the game, but eventually you will be able to catch up to others. However, these gacha games are designed where time is the currency in this game. If you're not spending every single day in these gacha games grinding and getting the characters, you simply aren't going to be able to get them all, right? Everything is gated in these games, which is my point, right? This was my point in the beginning, that even though these games are targeted towards casuals, it is casuals who get punished for not investing a shit ton of time into the game. And I find it ironic that games that are more competitive, like let's say fighting games, Elden Ring, Fortnite, these esports, you can be super casual on them and you're not going to lose out on anything that a super sweat is doing, right? Like, sure, it may take you longer to maybe learn some tech or get better, but that's simply because of a difference in time invested, right? There is no difference in terms of game progression or characters or achievements that you can't get because you didn't, or because you didn't take a break, right? Like, let's be honest. Fortnite, sure, you could argue the seasons, I guess, but they don't change the gameplay. That is the difference between these other games and Honkai Star Rail and these gacha games. Those don't change gameplay, right? Like, Elden Ring 2. Literally, what are you missing out on? Let's say you play Elden Ring 3 to 4 hours a day, and you have a friend who plays it half an hour to an hour a day. You're gonna finish the game way before your friend who's playing half an hour to an hour a day. However, by the end of the journey, once he finishes, there will be no difference in terms of what content each was able to obtain. Like weapons, fighting bosses, story, lore. It doesn't change at all, right? But for gachas in specific, the reason, because people were in my comments were telling me, oh, you're just talking about live service games in general. No, most live service games, you can take a long ass break from, come back, invest time like real quick, maybe a week of just straight grinding, and instantly get back all that time you lost, like instantly. But because of the time gates in these gacha games, that is the problem at the end of the day, right? Because energy is time gated in these games, it's not like Elden Ring, okay? You don't get stronger by exploring the world. Exploring the world in these games simply gives you a currency to get new characters that at times may not even make you any stronger. You know what I'm saying? So that is the problem I have with gacha games as a casual. Now keep in mind, I'm not even speaking for myself. Yes, I am very casual, but I am not free to play. I'm a low spender, at least for Honkai Star Rail and Wuthering Waves. I buy the battle pass and I buy the monthly pass. So I'm not going to act like I'm a free to play. But look, I mentioned this in my video of the gacha game crisis, where basically I explained that I'm casual in WoW. I took a 1 month break. I don't even do my dailies half the time in this game. Yet, I have Jinshi, Yinlin, Verena, Gion, Calcharo, and Encore. And you want to know what's hilarious about this? I have an S1 Calcharo. Meaning I've gotten 7 5-stars in this game. Right? Now, I am currently at 35 pity on the Chang Li banner. Let's say I do miss Chang Li. It was my own fault. Right? Because I took that 1 month break off of WoW and I didn't do the time investment, right? I'm aware that that's my fault, but I don't feel that punished for it, because even with taking that long break, I was still able to get all of these characters while barely trying. And keep in mind, in my previous video, I did not show all of my weapons. If you go here in my let's see, in my inventory, I have the 5-star sword, I have the 5-star pistol, and I have Gion's Broadblade. So I have 10 5-stars on my account, and this game is still only in 1.1. Like, you understand how crazy that is? And once 1.2 hits, I'm either going to get Zeshi or lose the 50-50 again. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be able to get another 5-star, and then Jake Liao is going to be a free 5-star. So now I have 12 5-stars on my account. You need to understand, right? Honkai Star Rail, I've probably invested in 2 to 3 times the amount of time into Honkai Star Rail than I have WoW yet. Yet in WoW, I have like triple the amount of 5-stars that I have in Honkai Star Rail. That is why WoW is currently my main gacha game. It is because of how rewarding they are, right? Also because I like the gameplay more. Like, in general, I like the game more. It's true, right? But the reason why it's my main game is because I can take a break from this game however long I fucking want. I can come back and I won't feel much, right, of a difference. Sure, there is technically power creep in this game, but it's literally like 15%. My issue with Honkai Star Rail was the fact that the power creep was actually power cliff, right? The average seal for most people who don't have every single best in slot support, right? I've seen so many people use Wyatt Sky as a benchmark for actually like zero cycling with these shitty ass characters, not realizing he has Eidolons and the light cone of Ruan Mei. He has Eidolons and the light cone of Robin. He has Eidolons and the light cone of Sparkle. He has multiple best in slot supports to make these DPSs strong. I'll say this right now. Supports in Honkai Star Rail are must pulls. If you don't care about DPSs, literally just go for all the best in slot supports that are in the game, and you can make anyone in the game a DPS. Hell, there are literally Robin support only Team 0 cycles out there. That is how broken these supports are. They don't even need a DPS to clear content because their buffs are that broken, right? But the issue is, if you didn't get those supports on the first banner, well, you're fucked, right? Ruan Mei took like half a year to rerun. If you miss Ruan Mei again, well, now it's probably going to be another year to rerun. Robin is probably going to take also like half a year to rerun. Most of these characters take half a year to rerun, which comes back to my original point of the reason why taking a break from these games feels so shit and being casual feels so shit isn't because like, oh, a new character came out, I can't get them right now. It's no, a new character came out, I'm not going to be able to get them for half a year to a year, right? Like that's what sucks. If it was just new characters coming out and you could get them through like missions or whatever, like if they never left, right? If they weren't time gated and you can always pull on them, this wouldn't be an issue. I would have never made that video saying that Honkai Star Rail isn't casual friendly, because then you could just spend your currency on whatever character you want, right? Like whenever you want. If you need Ruan-mei, you get Ruan-mei, right? You see where I'm getting at here? But they don't do that. Everything is time gated. So let's say you've been waiting for Ruan-mei for 6 months and you've been playing the game for 4 months saving for her. Then 2 months later she comes out, but you're not enjoying the game anymore. It's like you feel forced because you're thinking in your head, oh, what if in the future I end up coming back to the game or enjoying the game again? I don't want to miss Ruan-mei because she'll be a huge game changer for my account. And then you're playing the game not because you enjoy it, but because you think you may enjoy it in the future. And this becomes FOMO. A lot of people don't realize this. A lot of people don't even realize that it happens to them. It even happens to me. FOMO is a real thing. You see a timed character. Let's say this happened to me with Honkai Star Rail, right? I was going to take an indefinite break from Honkai Star Rail. Then Fei Xiao got her banner or her drip market, and I instantly came back into the game to grind again. Because after 2.4, Zhao Q and Yun Li, I was completely uninterested in both of them, and I was like, wow, why the fuck would I play this game, right? Like, why? Literally, I don't give a shit about either of these guys. But now, Fei Xiao and Ling Xia have some of the sickest designs, in my opinion, in the entirety of the game. So now I'm back into the game and motivated again. But that's FOMO, right? Like, I clearly am not enjoying the game all that much, but I like the characters to an extent to where it's enough to get me back into the game, even if I don't like it all that much, right? So that's how these gachas really get you. So please, people, the few people out there, please understand. By the way, thank you for leaving comments. I understand. My opinion isn't everyone's opinion. My opinions aren't infallible. I know I can be wrong at times, right? But I want you guys to understand where I'm kind of coming from, or where you guys use these content creators or these like special exceptions in the 0.01% that are free to play, and they haven't missed a single day, right? And for the rest of you who have been saying that you shouldn't expect to get or fully clear the game as a free to play casual, I think no. I think you should expect that. I think, okay, you shouldn't expect these gachas to be like that, right? They should be like that, but you shouldn't expect them to be like that. That is my entire argument of the game or whatever. Because even MMOs, right? World of Warcraft, Wizard 101, I don't even know if Warframe classifies as an MMO, but you get what I'm saying, right? These games, you can take a long-ass break from, come back, you're not going to miss out on anything that everyone else had that you didn't, right? Like, you can always come back to the game, clear the content whenever you're feeling like it, and you're not going to lose out on anything that any other previous active players had, right? That is the problem I have with these gacha games. Yes, I know, I keep getting this criticisms in my videos. Bro, you're playing gacha games, what is wrong with you? I know, but the gacha games I'm playing, I actually enjoy. Please, guys, please understand that I'm speaking for multiple different gacha games, okay? And I'm speaking for different people. That free-to-play casual video wasn't even made from my perspective. Literally, that video, I say that my Firefly, with barely invested in relics, is doing more damage than people's Dan Hungs and Jing Lius. I'm not complaining about that. I'm happy. I'm just trying to, you know, explain it from other people's perspective and tell people why you shouldn't go into these games thinking that you can clear content completely casual, even though you should, right? It should be a matter of you're not investing enough time, right? Like, it's like I said for Elden Ring, right? Nothing should be time gated. You shouldn't be punished for taking a break from the game. That is what it all comes down to. These gachas punish you for taking breaks. These other games don't. You literally don't lose out on anything inside the game, but in these gachas you do. You miss out on characters that are very important or powerful. You miss out on supports that are very important and powerful. You miss out on weapons that are very important or powerful. And you also, because these games use poll currency, you're now 100 polls, 200 polls behind that you'll never be able to get back. Like, straight up, right? So that's how these gacha games get you. And this will probably be my last video, at least for now, in the recent days on this topic. I understand where many of you are coming from, but you guys need to understand that the majority of you are hardcore players. Whether you want to admit it or not, never taking a break from a game and constantly being on top of your dailies for months and months or years and years on end means you're hardcore, whether you want to believe it or not. Okay, like it just is what it is, right? That is not what the majority of the player base does. There's a reason why MLC full star clears is at 0.5%. It should never be that low. Like, even in Elden Ring, Moog, Elden Ring is constantly praised for it being kind of difficult, but Moog was literally only cleared by like half the player base, right? So in Elden Ring, you have this thing where to access the end game, you have to be in the top 50% of players. But to actually clear the end game in fucking, what is it called, gachas, you have to be in the top 0.5%, at least for Honkai Star Rail. Like, you see the issue here? It's way too low of a percentage. Most people aren't even able to take advantage of this content at all, right? So, thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for watching. I feel a lot better today. Thank God. Again, thank you all for the get well wishes. I'm very appreciative of all of you. Thanks for dropping a comment, a like of you, even if you don't agree with me. I love it. You know, you guys always help me, right? It doesn't matter if you don't like me, like, that's cool. The other day I got a comment. I think it was on my video criticizing Valkyria, whatever his name was. He made a video on why he likes ZZZ more than Wuwa, and a Wuwa guy actually went in my comments saying he didn't agree with me and that he unsubbed. And I liked the comment because it's like, by the way, if you guys are gonna say that shit to try and get me angry, it's simply not gonna work. Like, if you want to unsub it, that's fine, you know, completely understandable, but I'm not gonna sit here crying over you guys unsubbing to my videos, right? But either way, I want you to know that even if you do unsub, thank you for at least supporting my videos. It doesn't matter if you were just watching, even if you disliked my videos. I don't really care about dislikes. I just appreciate all the support that I get, right? So thank you. I've been yapping a little too long now. Thank you all. Have a great day. Have a great night. Peace.